Hey guys, it's Drummond. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you know whenever I'm posting my next video. So we have made it to 2021. We survived 2020, but it seems like we have yet to learn any lessons from 2020. I feel like the pandemic is just raging on here in the United States as well as a lot of different parts in the world. And I mean, the political stuff, I honestly thought today was going to be a day to celebrate since we won Georgia, the Senate went blue, so now we've got the White House, the House of Representatives, and the Senate, which is all going to be blue, but now we are dealing with the fact that the United States Capitol is being broken into by Trump protesters, which is insane that this is something that we are still having to go through. Honestly, I feel like all of this has made some of us fighters when we never really intended to be fighters. Just recently, I watched the Prom movie on Netflix, and the song that they sing is "I Just Want to Dance With You," but she starts the song with, "I don't want to be in a riot. I don't want to have to do all of these different things. Like, I just really just want to be with the person that I love." And I feel like there are so many people in so many different positions in the world right now where all they really want to do is live their life without being prosecuted and treated differently just because they aren't white or they aren't male or they aren't Christian. I myself have built a platform off of being part of the LGBT community, but I have never really wanted to be the person that has to use my story as a way to bring equality to a group of people, but it's where we're at right now. And honestly, I hope that everything that I am doing, I hope that it brings positive change for people in the future. I know that I spent most of 2020 doing lives on my Instagram called Positive Talks, where I just really hoped to inspire people to go out and do the right thing. And hopefully the positive talks that I've done have inspired other people to go out and show love and spread light into the world, because 2021 needs it more than ever. 2020 was rough, and 2021 is not looking that much brighter with everything that's going on right now. I was actually scrolling through Instagram earlier today and I saw someone's meme that posted, "It's great that what doesn't kill me makes me stronger, but can we stop having things thrown at me that aren't killing me and making me stronger for a little bit?" And I have never related to a meme more, because honestly, I just feel like it's been constant. I feel like I am constantly trying to fight negativity with positivity and hatred with love, and it's exhausting. Thankfully, I've been surrounding myself with amazing people, whether it's been virtually because of this pandemic or the few friends that I do have that live close enough to where we can visit with each other just to keep each other sane. Because honestly, it's gotten to the point where I'm really starting to wonder, like, is there more hatred out in the world than there is love? Like, I feel like the media and social media and politicians and everyone seems to always point out each other's differences as if that's what we should be focusing on. And like I've said in so many of my lives, it's really all about shifting your mind and figuring out what you want to focus on, because if all you want to do is find what makes us different, we're going to find it. We are all complex human beings and very, very different. So of course, if all we do is search for the differences, we're going to find them. But if we take some time to actually say, hey, what are some similarities, and what are some things that we are both passionate about, and what are some things that we all love, I think that we can come together as a human race and mend what has been broken. I feel like the past 4 years here in the United States has really just shattered our country into a billion different pieces, because there's so much hate coming from so many different directions. And honestly, I feel like the only way to solve it is love. And by no means am I saying that the Black people have to reach out to the racist people, or the LGBT community has to reach out to the homophobic community. I'm honestly a firm believer that those types of things aren't up for debate. If you hate someone just because they are not like you, then you are in the wrong. I feel like the biggest problem right now is the fact that so many people just instantly believe they know who someone is based upon maybe just one trait about them. And because of that, I feel like it's gotten to the point where it is almost impossible for any of us to connect on any deeper levels, because as soon as we see one thing that makes someone different than us, we instantly start arguing and throwing out hateful words towards each other just because we don't see eye to eye on a certain topic. I will most definitely be the first to say that I am 100% happy with the way that all of the elections have gone last year and this year here in Georgia. And honestly, when it comes to the fact that the Democrats now pretty much own every little level of government in the federal government, I think that it's going to be important that the Democrats show that we can kind of start mending this country, that we can start fixing what was broken. Because I feel like the past 4 years, Trump has really just spewed hate in every direction. And honestly, with this pandemic and all the false news that has been thrown out since Donald Trump's election in 2016, I think that we've gotten so confused as a nation and as a world about what is actually true and who to actually believe when it comes to the facts that are being thrown out across the internet. Right now, as American citizens, I feel like we should be embarrassed. The fact that the entire world is looking at us right now and seeing how we are behaving when it comes to being such a divided nation right now. It makes us look extremely weak to other countries. And when it comes to the way that we have dealt with this pandemic over the past 10 months now, I feel like it makes us look extremely ignorant, especially with everyone running around and still doing stuff without protecting themselves or the people around them. I think that it's time that we start to show compassion and empathy for those of us that aren't in good health, that are at higher risk of catching COVID and not surviving. Something that I've been doing all of 2020 was trying to spread empathy and understanding to everyone that watches any of my content online. I feel like right now, we are all under a lot of pressure, whether it's mental health, physical health, financial problems. We all know what it feels like to be impacted by this pandemic. We've all been impacted in different ways, whether it's our social life that has been impacted or our financial stability that's been impacted. I feel like all of us need to realize that all of us are under a lot of pressure. And when it comes to surviving this, we have to learn to be more compassionate and show some empathy to those around us that are experiencing this pandemic in a different way. I know that for me personally, I had to take the month of December and just be like, hey, I really enjoy doing these lives to talk about positivity and spreading positivity across the internet. But I was mentally drained because as much as I love spreading positivity and putting it out there for people to hear and see, it also attracts a lot of negativity into my life. So for me, the month of December was a month for me to kind of just pull back and be around the people that I love and just self-reflect on everything that I've been through in 2020. Because on top of what everyone had to deal with the pandemic, I had a lot more thrown on my plate with my work and with relationships and with friendships and with family. And it was a lot for me to deal with. And I was trying to do my best to just be a positive light. I just felt like if I could burn bright enough that I could start a ripple effect of positivity, which I honestly feel like I have seen a lot of. I was just in DC not too long ago with my friend Jenner, and we were just walking around enjoying DC. He had never been there before, and it was just a lot of fun. Granted, we were wearing masks the entire time, which was very different than any other time that I've experienced DC, but we were making the most of it. And even when we were up there in December, there were still some protesters in front of the Capitol building. Nothing like what it is right now, but I felt like if we could start moving towards a more democratic, a more blue country right now, that we could kind of start to set things straight. And I was starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm really hoping that what's going on in DC right now and a couple other places around the United States is like the last bit of hatred that we're going to have to deal with from the Trump supporting people that are in our country right now. So I don't want my first video in 2021 to start on a negative note. So what I want this video to do is inspire people to go out and make a positive difference. Like, if there is a moment where you just want to spread hatred that you feel towards someone, just keep it in and try to spin it in a positive way. There have been so many times last year where something just really hit me hard and I had extreme emotions like anger or sadness, and I wanted to post those feelings. And I was like, okay, just sit with it for a second, and how can I make this same post but in a positive way? It is possible to change things into a positive light, because honestly, the world has enough people spewing out hatred and negativity in the world, and the best thing that we can do right now is try to combat that with positivity and love, because right now the world needs it so much. And I am just so ecstatic that we have flipped everything to blue. I think that that's what we really needed. We needed to flip it so that Joe Biden can go into office on the 20th of this month and really start to make some positive changes. I really hope that the Democratic Party can show this nation what it's like to create a nation where we can mend wounds and start to heal from all the hatred and tearing apart that happened in our country these past 4 years. And honestly, I feel like it's even gone further back than that. But I feel like during President Obama's 8 years in office, he was working towards mending a lot of things that are broken in our nation. And of course, one president isn't going to be able to solve every problem, but I feel like we need to keep electing presidents that are going to help mend things and not tear us apart. But that's where I'm going to end this video today. Hopefully you guys had an amazing New Year's and were able to spend the holidays with people that you love. I know that with social distancing, that made it really hard this past year, but hopefully 2021, we start to see clearing up of this COVID virus that has been going around the world, as well as mending of relationships that have been torn apart because of this election and all the craziness that's been going on these past couple of months. But if you guys haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button and follow the link down below so that you can follow me on my other social media platforms. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.